Welcome to the Golden State Media Concepts Life and Happiness Podcast, the show that takes you on a journey of exploration. We'll discuss tried and true methods alongside the latest trends of how to best live your life to its fullest and happiest. From psychology to meditation, science to self-help books, the GSMC Life and Happiness Podcast will help you to discover what makes you happy and how you can live life being the best you possible.
Thank you for tuning in to the GSMC Life and Happiness Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I am your host, Jordan Hall. And hello, everyone. I'm doing well today, just a little tired because I just got my vaccine yesterday, but I'm ready for the day today. I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, as I dare say, and I'm ready to get this very, very weird-themed podcast ready for today. I decided to come up with some weird topics instead of, normal topics because being normal is boring. I decided to embrace the weird part of ourselves and just be unique. So, for example, the topics that I'm going to talk about today are 100 must-read strange books, some of our weird but top favorite smells, some weird holidays you didn't know existed, and if you stick around to this weird end of the show, I will give you some weird, strange songs and music videos that I either love or that makes me laugh or even both. So if you stick around, that will be there for you. So the first thing for segment 1, I will be talking about 100 must-read books that are really strange, but people find amazing for some reason. So I found this article called bookriot.com, and it just lists a bunch of weird but strange books. And I've never read any strange books before, but I would like to get to know some. So let's look at this website that has weird books. So the first book on here is called Bear vs. Shark by Chris Batchelder. I think that's how it's pronounced, I'm not sure. And it says, a young boy wins an essay contest and gets to take his family to Las Vegas to see a bear wrestle a shark. Okay, then. It sounds like a very interesting plot and it would make a very interesting movie. And I don't think the bear would win. I think the shark would win because the shark has really deep teeth and the bear is just this tiny fuzzy thing compared to a giant muscly monstrous shark. So I think it's fair to say that the bear wins. Okay, so the next book on here is Lives of the Monster Dogs. And literally it doesn't even say anything. The person who wrote it is Kirsten Bakis, Bakis, and it says it's like Edward Scissorhands but with dogs. Okay, I'm guessing it's like dogs that fight each other. Monster dogs or something? Okay, then. If you guys want to look it up, be my guest. Ooh, okay. The next one is The Vaults by Toby Ball. Ooh, I like this. It's intrigue surrounding an archive set in the dystopian 1930s. I mean, I like dystopian-typed books. I like books that take place in the future. So it sounds cool, but the 1930s is not the future. But I don't think dystopian means future. I think it just means like a perfect world or something. So it's probably just like a futuristic 1930s. That's probably what it is. The book called The Wasp Factory by Ian. It's spelled Iain Banks. And I want to see what this is about because there's no description here. But there's a link, and it links to the book. And I want to see what it's about. It doesn't give me a description here. Oh, here it is. It says it's about Frank Kaldheim, and this guy is just 16 and unconventional to say the least. Okay. Oh, God, this is getting dark. Okay, so this is what the book is about. 2 years after I killed Blythe, I murdered my younger brother, Paul, for quite different and more fundamental reasons than I disposed of Blythe. And then a year later, I did for my young cousin Esmeralda more or less of a whim. That's my score date, 3. I haven't killed anybody for years and don't intend to ever again. Well, that's good. Don't kill anybody, because that doesn't solve anything. What the heck? That's a weird plot. I'm sorry, but if people like it, go ahead. Okay, so the next book. Let's, get out of the weird zone. Oh, wait, we can't, because we're talking about weird books. Okay, so the next book is called The Incarnations. And I'm going to be honest about something with the last few books. I didn't know that there was a link on the website where it links to the actual plot of the book. The other books I didn't give a plot to because there was no, I didn't link to the description. So now I am. I'm going to talk about the description of each book. So apparently this book is about, here's the description it says on Amazon.com. Hailed by the New York Times for its wildly ambitious, dazzling use of language. I love that. And mesmerizing storytelling, The Incarnations is a brilliant, mind-expanding, and wildly original novel. I like original novels. By Chris Clive. Chris Cleave? Oh no, the author is Susan Barker. I don't know who Chris Cleave is. Or I think that was the reviewer that talked about it. It's about a Beijing taxi driver whose past incarnations over 1,000 years, ooh, I like this, haunt him through searing letters sent by his mysterious soulmate. I wonder if he will ever figure out who his soulmate is, because it is very frustrating not knowing who your soulmate is, but that's creepy. Sounds cool, though. His past selves, I think, are like communicating with him or something. That sounds cool. All right, the next book is called Beetlebone. And now I am clicking on the link now. So on bookriot.com, the description says, so John Lennon is on an Irish island in 1978. What? John Lennon is in this book, or is that just a joke? Oh, because the thing is called Beetlebone. Oh no, it is about John Lennon. Okay, so there's a giant description here. So apparently it's definitely a Beatles book. It's based off of the Beatles, hence the word Beetlebone. It is 1978, and John Lennon has escaped New York City to try to find the island off the west coast of Ireland he bought 11 years prior, leaving behind domesticity, his approaching 40s, his inability to create, and his memory of his parents. He sets off to calm his unquiet soul in the comfortable silence of isolation. That's never good. I don't like being in isolation, especially during COVID, but whatever works for him. But when he puts himself in the hands of a shape-shifting? Okay, that's weird. Shape-shifting driver. So he just changes into different shapes? Okay, that's weird. Full of Irish charm and dark whimsy, what ensues can only be termed a magical mystery tour. Or maybe this is just all in his brain. I don't know. Or maybe he's like on drugs or something. I don't know. Beetlebone is a tour de force of language and literary imagination that marries the most improbable elements to the most striking effect. Wow, okay, this is weird. It's a wire act of courage, nerve, and great beauty. Okay, well, that's weird. All of these books are definitely living up to their titles. So yeah, I think one of my friends who's a Beatles fan, actually I have 3 friends that are Beatles fans. Oh my God. I mean, I know one friend that likes books, but I don't know if the other 2 does. But if they do, oh my God, they have to read this book because they are big Beatles fans. And if they like weird books, this definitely is a weird book that they would love. So if anybody loves weird books and the Beatles, this is perfect for you. Okay, the next one is called The Teleportation Accident. Apparently the author of bookriot.com thinks that this is their favorite ending to any book ever. So I will be the judge of that if I end up reading it. But let's read the plot on Amazon.com. I should have done that with the other books in the list, but I didn't know there was a separate link to Amazon.com that actually has the link, that actually has the plot. So sorry about that. But yeah, here we go. Here's the separate link. And here's the description. The teleportation accident. Let's see. Okay, it's about Egon Loser. His last name is either Loesser or Loser. It's spelled Loeser. Okay, I don't think I can talk about this because there's some mature stuff in this. I'm just gonna say like the best I can. It's about Egon Loser, Loesser, whatever, whose carnal misfortunes will push him from the experimental theaters of Berlin to the bars of Paris, to the physics laboratories of Los Angeles, trying all the while to solve two mysteries. Was it really a deal with Satan that claimed the life of his hero, Renaissance set designer Adriano Levincini, creator of the so-called teleportation device? And why is it that a handsome, clever, modest guy like himself can't get himself, I'm just going to say, get himself a girlfriend. I'm not going to say what it actually says. But this is a very interesting book. And Ned Bauman has crafted a stunningly inventive, exceptionally funny, dangerously unsteady, and largely coherent novel about I'm just going to say about getting girls, violence, space, time, and how the best way to deal with history is to ignore it. Okay, cool. All right, well, that's all I can say about that. There were some mature themes in this book. That's why I didn't want to say them out loud. But there's some, like, space and violence in it. So if you like, love, like, if you like love, space, and danger, that's the perfect book for you. I guess that's all I can say about that. So the next one is called The Manual of Detection by Jed. I can't say it. It's J-E-D. I'm sorry, these people even have weird names. I'm sorry. Jedediah Jedediah Berry. It's about bizarre dystopian detective noir. It is a dystopian detective noir. Sounds cool. I'm sorry that I had to skip over the last one. I just couldn't read it because it was too weird. I'm sorry. Oh my god, this one doesn't have... Oh, here we go. There's a description. Okay, this one looks much better. Okay, so this one is a reminiscent of imaginative fiction from George Louis Burgess, I think it's spelled Borges, to Jasper Fforde, yet dazzlingly original. The Manual of Detection marks the debut of a prodigious young talent, Charles Unwin, and he toils as a clerk at a huge, imperious detective agency located in an unnamed city, always slick with rain. I already like this because it's much less weird than the other one I read, the one I couldn't talk about. When Travis Seivert, the agency's most illustrious detective, is murdered. Ooh, this is already violent. Unwin is suddenly promoted and must embark on an utterly bizarre quest for the missing investigator that leads him into the dark corners of his soaking, somnolent city. What's with these big words? Wow. What ensues is a noir fantasy of exquisite craftsmanship, as taut as it is mind-blowing, that draws the readers into a dream world that will change what they think about how they think. Well, yeah, I guess I love things that make me think because I definitely don't think enough. Like, I always like to do things before I think. So I guess this will teach me how to use my brain and teach me to think more. If you want to use your brain power, definitely read that. Okay, yeah, I can already tell that the next few are really weird. But let's, the next one is called The Illumination by Kevin Brockmeyer. Okay, that name was much easier to say. All these books are really weird, but they sound really cool. Like, all of these, honestly, are opening my brain more. Not physically, mentally. It's honestly opening my brain and making me think more about how normal my life is compared to all these weird books. Ooh, I already like this. Hold on. This is cool. What if our pain was the most beautiful thing about us? Ooh, I'm liking this already. Okay. Because I'm like looking over the description. It looks amazing. At 8:17 on a Friday night, I'm reading the description right now. The illumination begins. Every wound begins to shine. Every bruise to glow and shimmer. And in the aftermath of a fatal car accident, a journal of love notes written by a husband to his wife passes in the keeping of Carol Ann Page. And from there, through the hands of 5 other people, a photojournalist, a school child, a missionary, a writer, and a street vendor. As their stories unfold, we come to understand how intricately and brilliantly they are connected in all their human injury and experience. With the artistry and imagination that have become his trademark, Kevin Brockmeyer reveals a world that he can only imagine, casting his gaze on the wounds we bear and the light that radiates from us all. I think he's trying to say that the scars that we have mean that we're getting stronger and meaning that we can form bonds in the future because of how strong we've become. I don't know. I have to read it. It seems really cool. You know, all these people that are linked because of their scars and their wounds. And they become friends because of it, and it's cool. Like, honestly, if it's the thing that brings people together, I mean, don't hurt yourself. Don't do it to yourself. If it just happens, if danger happens, you can get through it. You're strong enough to get through it. I love it. So this is the end of segment 1. And the next segment, we're going to be talking about some of our top favorite smells. We will be back.
Are you tired of the same old news? Are you sick of the seemingly endless political spin and negativity? The GSMC America's Still Beautiful podcast is a weekly news podcast covering all the top positive and uplifting news stories. We cover stories that will inspire, uplift, and remind you of the good in the world. Tune into the Golden State Media Concepts America's Still Beautiful podcast to get all the great and positive news stories of today. Download the GSMC America's Still Beautiful podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or anywhere you find podcasts. Just type GSMC in the search bar.
All right, everyone, we are back with segment 2. During the last segment, we talked about 100 must-read strange books. And now for segment 2, we are going to talk about some of our top favorite smells. And they might be weird or they might be amazing. You never know. So it says the top 10 was rounded out by the cakes baking in the oven, the seaside, just laundered clothes, a Sunday roast, fish and chips, and fresh flowers. Wow. I mean, those don't sound like weird scents at all. Stranger scents to make the top 50 include rain, new books, yes, petrol, I think is gas, yes, and matches. By contrast, bins, drains, and body odor were named nation's worst smells. Oh my God. We didn't even get into the list yet. Let's go. Here's some of the world's strangest odors. Okay, so I'm reading the article and it says, freshly baked bread has won by a nose in a poll to find Britain's top 50 favorite smells. The irresistible aroma beat bacon, newly mown grass, and coffee to the title in a survey of 2,000 UK adults. Interesting. The top 10 was rounded out by cakes baking in the oven, the seaside, just laundered clothes. Yeah, I read that already. Oh my God. All right, so let's get into the list. I'm scrolling down. Okay, I'm still reading, and it says Stuart Hobbs from decorating brand Harris. Paint came in at number 34 in the favorite smell chart. And he says, smells are all around us, and it's no surprise we have our favorites, as well as a few we can't stand. That is very true. It seems it's the homely smells that are the most popular, with bacon, bread, and freshly cut grass at the top of the list. All things that can help make a house more warm and welcoming, but as well as the ones almost everyone would be happy to say they love, there are a few on the list which may divide some. Yeah, like me. There's some things that I don't like that other people would like, but that's just human nature. Okay, so I'm reading the list, and the first one is freshly baked bread. Yeah, that one is very normal. I love the smell of freshly baked bread because it's just, there's something about it. When you eat normal bread, it's just boring. It's just, this bland piece of toast, and it's not the same. So when you roast it or toast it in an oven, and then, or, usually a toaster, and then you take it out, it has this crispy texture. It feels like you're eating, a firmer version of bread. It just has this toastiness to it. It almost tastes like smoke, but not really. Just a piece of normal bread is boring. You got to toast it in order to make it more interesting. So yeah. Okay, so the next one is bacon. Yeah, that one's pretty normal. I feel like there's a lot of crispy answers on here. So yeah, crispy things seem to be popular. And bacon and eggs. You can't have bacon without eggs. It's the best breakfast food you could ever have. I mean, it's like one of those bed and breakfast things that you have at a hotel. You usually have pancakes, eggs, and bacon. It's all they're all grouped together. So, okay, so the next one is coffee. I like the smell of coffee. It's good. I don't really like the taste of coffee though. It tastes like to me it tastes like metal. I don't know why. It feels like I'm actually drinking metal when I'm sipping it. But, sometimes it helps people in the morning get up and have energy and stuff. So I get it. But yeah, coffee is very popular. There's like coffee flavored ice cream. I don't even know if you can make coffee flavored pancakes, but there's so many different coffee flavored things. Also yogurt too. So yes, it's a very familiar smell in our house because my mom makes coffee all the time. So the odor is always flowing around our house. So I get why it would be popular. Freshly cut grass. I personally don't love the smell of freshly cut grass because it reminds me of spring and it reminds me that I have allergies and I hate allergies. So yeah, I don't mind the smell. It's okay, but it's not really one of those things because I don't like nature in general. So that's probably why, but I get why people would love it. If you sniff it, it just reminds you that it's spring, everything's growing and everything's sprouting. And it just reminds you that the world is just becoming new after winter. So I get it. Cakes baking in the oven. Yes. And here's the interesting thing about cakes. I'm actually having a friend over today, and we're going to be celebrating our 2-year anniversary of being friends. And we're having a cake today. And today I'm just going to smell it. I'm going to smell it and just enjoy the smell because cake is an amazing smell. It reminds you of like birthdays. It reminds you of holidays. And what's interesting is holidays is actually the next topic we're going to be talking about. So it's perfect. It reminds you to celebrate your life. Don't take life too seriously. Just treat it like, an amazing thing in your life, basically. So another is the seaside. Yeah, I get it. I'm not obsessed with beaches and stuff, but I get it. It reminds you of swimming in a pool. It reminds you of swimming at the beach, which I can't relate to yet because it's COVID, and hopefully we can go to a beach soon and get out and just swim. Don't swim with the sharks, though. Sharks are dangerous. The next one is freshly washed clothes. It depends on the detergent for me. There's like different smells of detergent that I actually just connect to for some reason. Like when I wash my own clothes and I smell it, I don't really get a reaction. But when I smell I know this is weird, but when I was younger, I used to smell my friends' clothes. Like usually when I borrow clothes or something and I smell it and it came from somebody else, I'm like, I'm like not used to the basically I'm not used to the detergent. I smell it and I'm like, I've never smelled this before because it's somebody else's clothes. They have a different scent. They have a different body shape or whatever. It's just weird to smell somebody else's clothes. So yeah, I kind of get that freshly washed clothes. The next one is a Sunday roast. Sounds fun. Sounds good. Nothing else much to say about that. Just roast some food and eat it on a Sunday. That's all. Okay, the next one is fish and chips. Yeah, I've never had fish and chips, but it sounds really good. I love fish. Like, it's really good for people who have high cholesterol. Fish is a good substitute for like pasta. I think pasta is okay, but things with high cholesterol, it's a good substitute for. Fresh flowers. I'm not obsessed with smelling fresh flowers, but it's a good smell. I smell it on occasion. It reminds me of spring, that the flowers are going to eventually bloom into something beautiful. So I get it. A real Christmas tree, no. I don't like the smell of real Christmas trees. They're okay, but I don't know. I'm not really obsessed with smelling Christmas trees, so. Roses are the same thing as fresh flowers, so roses are good. Oh my god, I love the smell. Oh my god, I love the smell of vanilla. Sometimes when my dad is putting like vanilla extract in cakes and stuff, and or just in general trying to add vanilla to something, it smells so good. It reminds me of vanilla flavored cakes, vanilla flavored yogurt. I love vanilla flavored yogurt. I have it for lunch. It's very healthy for you. It's a good substitute for, again, anything with high cholesterol. It's good to have, honestly. Scented candles, yes. I'm obsessed with scented candles, especially odors that I haven't smelled before. Like, I've smelled ocean-themed before. I don't know. There's a lot of different scents of candles that I love to sniff, especially, I've mentioned my Aunt Annie on this podcast before, but she has a lot of different candles over her house, and one of the only reasons why I stay over her house is just to sniff all her candles, because they smell so good. Log fires, interesting. I never really got obsessed with that. I just like being by fires. I like that it warms your hands and makes you feel comfortable, but nah, I've never been obsessed with log fires. They're okay, though. Lavender, never really smelled that before. Lemons, nah, not really. Chocolate, yes. I love the smell of chocolate. And actually, here's a smell that I've never heard of before on candles. Chocolate-scented candles. I've never smelled a chocolate-scented candle. So that's something I've never smelled before. But sometimes I like to sniff like chocolate when I'm eating it. I like to sniff like Milky Ways, Almond Joys, anything that has chocolate in it, I love to sniff. Barbecues, not really obsessed with. Cinnamon, no, because I don't know why I'm afraid of cinnamon so much. Like, I eat it and it tastes good, but I'm afraid that if I sniff it, my nose might become, like, you know how you eat something and it's spicy? I'm afraid that when I sniff cinnamon, I know it's a stupid fear, but I'm afraid that my nose will become all spicy and choked up and stuff. I don't know why. I just have this weird fear. But, babies, no, I don't like the smell of babies because they like to poop a lot, and I don't like the smell of poop. And I get it, that new baby smell, but nah. Sorry. I like the feel of their skin, though. Babies have really smooth skin, and I get it, touching baby smooth skin, because I actually have smooth skin myself because I put on lotion. And babies themselves have really, really nice skin because they were born, and their skin hasn't aged yet, so I completely get it. The next one is a new car. Yes, I like that because sometimes cars have leather seats, and sometimes I like to sit down in the leather seats and smell them and be like, the new fresh smell of that leather. Gotta love it. Oranges, yes, because sometimes I bring oranges to school, and then I leave it in my lunchbox like all day, and then I just empty my lunchbox out at night after I eat the oranges, and then I smell my lunchbox, and it literally smells like oranges. Even though I packed millions of things in there, like a Nutri-Grain bar, yogurt, cottage cheese, I packed all into my lunchbox, and all I can smell is oranges. At the end of the day, that's all I smell. The fruit, I feel like, has really powerful smells. Freshly washed hair. I have a funny story about this, actually. When I was younger, and I was, like, in line in elementary school, we were, like, walking in lines, I used to, like, smell the girl's hair in front of me. Don't worry, it's not creepy. Well, it is creepy, but I was young. I was like probably like 10 years old. I used to like smell the popular girls' hair. I was obsessed with popular girls back then. I wanted to be like them, but not right now. But something about their freshly smelled hair made me just relax. I would be like, and also the hair is really soft too, which doesn't help. Like, I wanted my hair to look like theirs. My hair is just so sticky and so slimy. And then their hair is so smooth and effortless. I mean, no, effort. I'm pretty sure they put effort into their hair. Like, oh my God. So yeah, I get it. Coconut, no, I'm not obsessed with coconut. I was just talking about Almond Joy earlier, about smelling it. The smell of it is okay though. So I get the hype. I get it. Okay, so I went over all the good smells. So now let's go into some of the bad smells right before this podcast ends. I'm sorry to end it really bad, but it's funny. Come on. Okay, so people don't like the smell of bins. Yes, I don't either. I don't think you should stick your face into a trash bin. sorry, not a trash ban. You shouldn't stick your head into a trash can. I'm sorry. You should not do that because that is not normal behavior. So you shouldn't be doing that. Drains. I have never smelled a drain before because it's, again, not normal to stick your face into the shower and smell it. So no, I don't have any plans to smell a drain. Body odor. I'm going to respectfully skip this one because I get made fun of a lot for my body odor sometimes because, you know, I'm Italian, right? I like to sweat a lot. And it's not fair to make fun of somebody who's Italian. Like, I put on deodorant excessively every single day. And somehow I still smell for some reason. And then my parents are like, "Ugh, you smell like a homeless woman." Like, no, they don't really sound like that, but they make fun of me and point fingers at me. So, okay. Yeah, the smell of vomit probably isn't good. I've never smelled it before. Okay, that's enough with the bad smells. Okay, so this is the end of segment 2. Up next, we're going to talk about some weird holidays. We will be back.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
All right, everybody, we're back with segment 3. During the last segment, we talked about some of our top favorite smells. But during this segment, we're going to talk about some weird holidays that you've probably never heard of before. And, you know, if you're getting bored of just celebrating Christmas and celebrating all those average holidays, bro, what even is Halloween? Like, bro, what even is Thanksgiving? Like, come on, let's be weird. Let's talk about weird things. Let's celebrate weird things, because some of us are, you know, freaking weird, and we want to celebrate weird things. So again, if you're swearing off Valentine's Day this year, or you're tired of all the pink and red decorations, try celebrating a new holiday. It's time for some change, right? It's a new year. It's 2021. American holidays are limited, and they either involve presents or let us take off work. Valentine's Day, President's Day, Father's Day. I mean, Mother and Father's Day? Where's Daughter's Day? I mean, come on. There's Independence Day, Christmas, blah, 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 blah. But there are literally hundreds of strange, unexpected holidays that would probably spice up our year. We need an exciting year, right? We've just been quarantined for far too long, and we need some excitement. So there are some unsung celebrations, range from the weirdly specific bitter-sweet chocolate with almonds day to the nonsensical nothing day. I love that. That's 2 days after my birthday, actually. To the completely boring national bicarbonate of soda day. December 30th, I'm looking at you. Oh, God. I mean, I'm sorry if it's boring, but if you have a birthday on that day, I guess it makes it more fun, right? Most of these delightfully strange holidays are not actually federal sanctioned holidays. And that actually makes it all the more fun. You don't have to be forced into this holiday, because one of my friends has trouble celebrating Christmas because he just feels like he's being forced into it. And I get that. I don't want to be forced into giving presents to other people. I mean, I love doing that. I love the art of giving, but I want to do it like when I feel it, you know? You shouldn't feel obligated to give people presents. It's all about family at the end of the day. It really is. doesn't matter about presents anyway. It should be about the art of getting together, the art of bonding with each other. That's what it should be about. Only 4 federal holidays have been added to the national calendar in the last century, but new informal holidays seem to crop up all the time. And holidays can be created in a much variety of ways. Organizations declare holidays to raise awareness of specific issues. Companies create holidays to support products. And one holiday-obsessed American, Thomas Roy, has created and copyrighted over 90 holidays on his own in the last 28 years. Love it. I love it. I love it. I want to check out these really unusual holidays. We could use a little more celebration in our lives, right? All that really needs to happen to make someone's randomly declared holiday into a national celebration is for public enthusiasm to take hold. I want to see this first one. It's called Fruitcake Toss Day on January 3rd. Again, it's near my birthday. What is with all the weird holidays being on my birthday? I don't get it. It says, kick off the new year by hurling your fruitcake as far away from yourself as possible. Because I heard that fruitcakes are actually, like one of the most hated foods. I don't know why, though. Why is it so bad? Is it because of the way it looks? It kind of looks like a lump of poop. Like, why does it look so bad? It's just a fruit. It's just a cake with fruit in it. Like, you like cake and fruit, right? What's not fruitcake, you know? Apparently there's a picture on here that is, a bunch of catapults used for annual fruitcake toss in Manitou Springs in Colorado. Cool. Wow, those catapults are huge. I was trying to get a friend to build a catapult for me, actually, but I get it. It takes a lot of work. It probably takes a lot of grease, concentration, patience, and I don't really have a lot of patience, so I get it. Oh my God, Squirrel Appreciation Day. Oh my God. Show your neighborhood squirrels some love. Did you know that squirrels' teeth grow 6 inches a year? Now you do. Aw, thanks for that. Do you guys know that meme that's online that's like really old, and it's about it's like a meme that says, like, that goes dun dun dun, and it's like this creepy squirrel staring at you. Oh my God, I wish I can show you guys, but this is a podcast and it involves talking, not videos. But it's a really funny video of some like creepy squirrel just staring at you. But yeah, I get why there's a Squirrel Appreciation Day. There are very underrated animals. And it's so sad. Like, people are always running over these type of animals because they're driving and they're not paying attention. These cute animals are just becoming roadkill. And we need to protect these animals, right? We gotta find a way for this to stop happening. So I feel like Squirrel Appreciation Day is amazing. They also have really fluffy tails. So that's another reason why we should celebrate. Ugh. National Weathers Person Day, February 5th. My mom would love that holiday because she's obsessed with, she's not obsessed, but she loves this weather person called Richard Hoffman is his name. And I feel like she would love this holiday because it literally celebrates weather people. So she can just watch all the Richard Hoffman videos she wants. Even if the weather doesn't pertain to a specific day, she can still watch it, you know? Okay, so I'm just being honest, guys. I'm starting to get a little tired because I'm burning myself out. So I'm going to start sounding a little monotone now because I've been yelling too loud and I need to calm down. So, okay, the next one is National Organ Donor Day. February 14th. Yeah. This is funny. The author is like, I enjoy the fact that National Organ Donor Day coincides with Valentine's Day because what better way is there to give someone your heart than, you know, giving your heart? Heh. Seriously, though, organ donation is a really important, generous thing to do. Learn about more how to sign up to be a donor here, and then there's like a link on the word here on the article. So you can like donate your organ to somebody. I like that idea. I mean, if you don't have to force yourself to be with somebody on Valentine's Day. And if you just don't feel like celebrating the fact that you're single and you don't want to rub it in people's face that, oh my God, I'm single, and you just don't feel like doing that whole thing, think about, don't actually donate your organ, but think about the people who do it and the fact that they are heroes for doing it because they don't have to. Their organ belongs to themselves, and the fact that they are donating a piece of themselves to another human being who's suffering, I mean, that's something to celebrate. So it's kind of like Veterans Day in a way. Just celebrate all the people who have given up their organs to people in need, and it will probably really make your day. instead of complaining about the fact that you're single. I think it's a much better way to spend your time. The next one is International Dog Biscuit Appreciation Day. I know, I'm just sad because I can't celebrate this holiday because I don't have a dog. So what am I supposed to do? Buy dog biscuits and then eat them? I mean, they're for dogs, not humans. So yeah, also the author is confused by this holiday. The author is like, are we supposed to make dog biscuits or just appreciate them? And what does it mean to appreciate a dog biscuit? I mean, you can appreciate that the dog loves the dog biscuit, I guess. You could appreciate the fact that dogs love their food so much. And that's how they bond with their owners, is by their owners giving them food. I don't know. Just celebrate dogs in general. Oh my God. I understand. This I might celebrate because I have anxiety. If one panicky holiday isn't enough for you, there's also International Panic Day on June 18th. Oh my God. Okay. So that means I can just get all my anxieties out. I don't have to tell anybody. I don't have to rant to anybody. I can just scream and let all my pain out. Like, this is nothing to laugh about. I suffer with anxiety. And sometimes I just have these things that I need to get off my chest. So I'm allowed on International Panic Day to panic all day. I mean, it's not healthy to panic all day, but you're allowed to get out your emotions. Just do it moderately, you know? But on International Panic Day, I'm definitely going to release my emotions in an efficient way. Probably by boxing or something. Not boxing, like punching a punching bag or something. Yes, I love this one. I am in Control Day, March 30th. You may be surprised to discover that the history of I am in Control Day is rooted in the 1981 assassination attempt that wounded President Ronald Reagan. Oh, God. I thought it was about, like, reminding yourself that you are in control of your own emotions and you're in control of your own body, and it means that you don't have to take crap from anybody else. Only you can control your own destiny. I thought that's what it was about. I didn't know it was about an assassination. I guess, yeah. It says, the Secretary of State Alexander Haig declared, I am in control here, and much political drama ensued. I didn't know there was a political history with this. But it says now that the holiday is almost entirely divorced from its history, you can use this as an opportunity to take control of a chaotic aspect of your life. Okay. Well, no offense, I liked my interpretation better because I feel like all of that I just read was a negative connotation. So take it as you're in control of your own life. Only you can control what you do next. You can control your own emotions. You have control over what friends you make. Only you can determine your own happiness. Just feel powerful. Don't feel powerless. Oh my God. There's something called Barbershop Quartet Day. And then it's just a bunch of men dressed in like striped suits. And I think they're a quartet and they like sing these songs. I think they're like gospel songs or something. And it's hashtag Fallon tonight. Apparently they were on the Fallon show or something. Okay then. And then it says celebrate by hanging out with these smooth gentlemen. Cool. It's just a bunch of men dressed in striped suits on the Fallon show. So look it up if you want to and watch videos of them singing. I guess this could relate to people who are married. If Valentine's Day is too saccharine for you, I don't know what the heck that means. Just wait a couple of months for ex-spouse day. If you have a decent relationship with your ex, send flowers. If you and your ex both hate each other with a fiery passion, then maybe ex-spouse day should remain unobserved. Okay, let's move on, because I'm not married. I love this one. No Socks Day, May 8th. I'm so glad they made this in May, because if they made this in winter, my freaking feet would be freezing. So thank you for making this in spring. Let your feet be free, fly free, you know? Your feet are always suffocating in these sweaty shoes. Give your feet some time to fly and sprout their wings. Feet don't have wings. I don't know why I said that, but just let your feet be free. Your feet are always suffocating in those sweaty socks. You just got to get your feet, exposed to the air. Seriously, it's actually healthy. Just remember to wear open-toed shoes, though, when you're walking around, because I heard you can get, like, warts or something if you're walking on the ground barefoot, so be careful. Lost Sock Memorial Day, May 8th. Held only a day after the joyful No Socks Day, this holiday is an opportunity for us to come together and light a few candles in honor of the socks that have fallen in action. Oh, my God. I mean, I feel like you should take care of your socks, though. You shouldn't lose them, because what if you run out one day and you walk to school barefoot, or you have to put like shoes on and you're barefoot in your shoes? I hate that feeling. Just please don't lose your socks. Socks are important to protect your foot's health. Seriously. Oh God, I want to skip over this, but because this looks like a negative holiday, but I'm gonna read it anyway. Old Maid's Day, June 4th. Oh my God. This day is such a jerk. While Valentine's Day likes to indirectly tell single women that they're inadequate, Old Maid's Day just puts it right out there in the title. Just rubs it in your face. Oh my God. Rooted in a history of women being left single after World War II, Old Maid's Day needs to evolve. These days, you should celebrate the day by getting all your single friends together and enjoying all the awesome aspects of being unencumbered. Why can't they just call it Singles Day? Like, what the heck? It should be the opposite of Valentine's Day. Like, I don't need a man to determine, and you don't even need a man to determine your confidence. Only you can motivate yourself at the end of the day. National Splurge Day. Treat yourself. Which means that if you do something good for yourself, like, again, you get an A on a test, or you graduate from your favorite college or something, reward yourself with a little something. Like, go out to dinner with yourself, go bowling with yourself, not with somebody, go by yourself. It's good to hang out by yourself. I love friends, but sometimes you just need some solitude. Go for a walk, dive into your pool by yourself, listen to music by yourself. There's so much that you can do by yourself that's like hanging out with a friend. I mean, at the end of the day, you are your own best friend, so. Okay, so that is it. That is the end of segment 3. And up next, we are going to be talking about some strange and amazing songs and music videos that I love, or that just makes me laugh. We will be back.
The Golden State Media Concepts Travel Podcast, the show that gives you advice on everything travel. We explore places you've always wanted to go, as well as giving tips for traveling in those places. We'll give you advice on the best sites for travel tips, information, and discounts. Join us as we travel the world, explore cultures, and meet new people. The Golden State Media Concepts Travel Podcast has got you covered. Download the GSMC Travel Podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or anywhere you find podcasts. Just type GSMC in the search bar.
All right, everybody, we are off to the last segment. We are back with segment 4. During the last segment, we talked about some weird holidays that you may not have known existed. But now we're going to talk about some strange songs and music videos that I love or that makes me laugh. And I have so many of them that I really want to talk about because weird people are all around us, honestly. I mean, look at Marilyn Manson. He has his own style. He has his own, way of singing. He has his own way of expressing himself. Look at Rebecca Black, who I'm going to talk about. She's not too weird. Like, her music is actually really it's mainstream, but not. She puts her own twist on it because she's a really talented person. I'll get into her in a minute. But there's so many weird songs that are either underrated, hilarious, or just really cringy, but for some reason they just make me laugh. So let's get into all of them. So the first one that I really want to talk about actually happens to be Rebecca Black. And the first song that I'm talking about, a song that I'm not really obsessed with this song myself, but I just find it funny because it's really reminiscent of my time as a 13-year-old. And it's the song called Friday. Okay, before you laugh and before you make fun of this girl, Rebecca Black actually is a very talented artist, and she deserves all the praise she's getting now. She was never a bad person. She didn't do anything wrong to harm anybody. All she was doing was expressing what she loved and expressing the dreams she had. She was 13 when she wrote this song, so just keep that in mind. She has many powerful songs now. I actually put a song of hers on my last podcast about a song that I really love called Girlfriend, and it's this amazing song that has to do with gay pride, I think, or bi pride, I don't know. But it has to do with just experimenting. I don't really know what it's about. I have to look up the message. But I got a message about, this girl who wants to date another girl. That's all I got. The beat is amazing. The music is really reminiscent of the times. It sounds like a 80s song, actually. It sounds like a very dancey 80s pop song. And you got to listen to it. And I promise in the future I will be better at trying to figure out messages that the songs have. I'm not very good at telling you what the songs are about because, I usually don't care about messages that much, but I should get into that. But anyway, getting to the song Friday, this artist called Rebecca Black wrote this song when she was 13. Actually, no, she didn't write this song. She wanted so bad to be a singer when she was 13. She was, she wasn't desperate, but she wanted to, get her voice out there because she was practicing a lot. I'm pretty sure she, practiced in her room with her hairbrush or something. So she's like, I want to release a song. I want to sing with a record company. So I don't really remember the full story, but she somehow signs with this starter record label. It was a really small record label that helped starter singers get their voice out there. So she signed up for this song thing. She signed up for this really small record label, and they sent her a song that she didn't like. And she's like, okay, I can't sing about this. I don't remember what it was, but she said I didn't like it. They sent her a bunch of lyrics, and she didn't relate to them, and she didn't feel like they were right or something like that. So she was like, okay, I want to sing a different song. So then they sent her lyrics to this song called Friday. And basically the song is about literally getting up on a Friday morning, getting ready for school, and going about your school stuff. And then when you come home, when you're done, you just party and stuff. That's what the song is about. But she was 13 and she was just starting out, so it's fine. So then the lyrics were already written out for her. She didn't write the lyrics. And then she just decided to film with this record label a video of her getting up in the morning, hitting her alarm clock, going downstairs. And her family was in it too. Her family was running around, getting ready for work, for school. She was 13. She was this little tiny 13-year-old. You have to watch the video. It's not cringy, but it just... it was cringy at the time, let's just say. It's a reminder that, Rebecca Black is older now and she's not a teenager anymore. So let's just say that. So then it's just a video of her eating cereal, literally doing exactly what the lyrics say. And then suddenly she's in a car with her friends and pumping her fists. That's literally it. And then suddenly she's in her backyard. There's hundreds of people there. And again, she's pumping her fists. And that's literally it. That's the song. It's about going to school, coming home, and partying. And the song, when you listen to it, her voice sounds really weird, but that's because, again, she's 13. And her vocal cords didn't develop yet, really. She still sounded like a little kid. She was she sounded like this. It's Friday, Friday. She sounds a little bit like a chipmunk. But again, she's 13. So that's why at the time when I heard it, I was like, what the heck is this? Why is this girl embarrassing herself? This is what I thought at the time. And now I looked at her 6 years later. I listened to one of her songs that definitely sound more evolved. And she was much older. She was probably 18. And she sounded beautiful. I mean, I knew she would improve over time. That's how singing works. You can't just come out of the womb one day when you're born and have these amazing vocals. You got to work for it, And I could tell when she was 13, she had... in my experience, she had good experience for a 13-year-old, I dare say. She sounded way better than me. So before you judge that young 13-year-old for a song that was cringy at the time, think about it yourself. Are you a good singer at 13? Do you sound as good as her? I mean, if you're better than her, whatever, but don't make fun of her because it's not fair. So I'm just saying. Anyway, let's go to the next video. Which one's the one I want to talk about? Okay. I want to talk about Speed Demon by Michael Jackson. Holy heck, this video is so weird. I think it's about Michael trying to run away from his fans because he has so many fans. He's so popular and he just wants to get away and just ride a bike for some reason. That's literally what the thing is about. It's so weird. So the video starts out like him walking on some street with like two other guys. He's wearing the outfit that he wore in the Bad music video. The only reason why I know so much about this guy is because I was obsessed with Michael since I was 11, so I know a lot about him. But he was wearing this outfit that he was wearing in Bad, so he's just walking down the street, yeah, I'm Michael Jackson, and I wear a fedora, and I'm so cool. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, these animated creatures with like potato heads like start rolling on this weird trolley thing. And literally, it's in like stop motion or something, these characters. They're not real people. They're literally just animated tomato heads with weird arms. And then suddenly, these people are talking. These potato heads are talking. Basically, just picture Mrs. and Mr. Potato Head, and that's what the people looked like. And then suddenly, one of the potato people looked at Michael, and then suddenly his face gets all weird, and like his eyebrows go up. He's like screaming and he's like, oh my god, it's Michael Jackson. One of those potato people. And then all the potato people get off the bus and then start chasing him and like this really weird stop motion animation. Like it's all stiff and stuff. It's basically how like a bird walks or how a bird turns its head. It's really stiff and stuff. So the potato people start running after Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's like, oh my god, and then starts running. And then he suddenly, for some reason, ends up in this closet in some building. He's in some closet with these weird costumes, all these flashy items. There's like different theater stuff everywhere. And then suddenly he sees this bunny hat or bunny like costume. He just puts the bunny hat on and then runs out and then jumps on a motorcycle and rides away. And basically the entire music video is just Michael Jackson riding on a bike with a bunny head. It's so friggin' weird. It's just this bunny hat dude like riding on a motorcycle for 3 minutes. And then so at the end of the music video, he ends up in this like desert place. And he just hops off the bike. I don't really remember. This part is really weird because he somehow duplicates himself at the end of the video. There's like a clone of himself. And Michael somehow has the bunny hat off, right? I don't even remember. There's Michael without the bunny hat on, and then a version of himself wearing the bunny hat. And then Michael is just dancing, doing all of his dance moves in the middle of a desert in nowhere. And then the other bunny like emulates him and just does the exact same moves he does. It is such a weird video, but they're copying each other, blah, blah, blah. And then basically this bunny hat dude runs away with the bunny hat. And Michael is just standing there. And then I think a police officer comes over and then is like, here's a ticket because you were speeding the entire time. Because he was riding a motorcycle at like 100 miles per hour. This police officer was like, here's a ticket, you were speeding. Hence the name Speed Demon. And then suddenly he stares at a rock. Like the police officer is gone. And then he just stares at this rock. And then the rock forms as a bunny face. Like the shape of the bunny hat dude that ran away. There was like a rock that forms into that bunny head, and then the bunny head winks, and then that's the end of the video. Yeah, that's the music video. Really weird, right? So yeah, that's the Speed Demon music video. The actual the actual song is actually really good, and it reminds me again of the 80s because it came out in the 80s. So okay, so the next song I want to talk about is you know what? I think this segment is just going to be about weird music videos because I can go on about these music videos for ages. So let's talk about the next weird music video I want to talk about. And it's called Bon Appetit by Katy Perry. I personally love the song, right? I love the song. But aside from the song being like this pumpy disco, it sounds like a modern song, but it's like disco and it's like something you would hear in a club basically. But the music video is about, I don't even freaking know. It starts out with Katy on like one of those cooking wooden boards, like one of those wooden boards that people cook with, and she's just laying on it. I'm not even lying. She's honestly being cooked into a food, if that makes sense. She's on this giant cutting board where people chop up like fruits or vegetables, and she's laying on it. And then the rest of the video is her being like on this, she's like moving, like the board is moving forwards. And as she's moving forwards on this weird board thing, they're sprinkling like cheese on her. They're sprinkling like pieces of cucumber, and it's like raining on her, right? They're cooking her into a meal, basically. They turn her over. These people physically take her, turn her over, and then like knead into her skin like somebody is rolling a piece of dough, but they're rolling her as the piece of dough. God, it's so weird. Like they're taking her and kneading her skin. And then toward the end of the video, she gets put into this pot of boiling water. She gets like splashed into the water. And then suddenly she's just sitting there dancing in this pot of water. And then finally, the end of the video is her somehow with all of her hair off. Her head is shaved. And now she's suddenly dancing on a pole. So, yeah, that's the video. If you want to watch it, it's on YouTube, so I can't. It's basically her being cooked up into a meal and put into a boiling hot of water. Yep, that's the video. Okay. Oh my god, that was funny. So the last video I want to talk about is the music video You Should See Me in a Crown by Billie Eilish. And I'm just going to briefly talk about this because there's literally nothing else to the video other than her. There's a picture of her face, right? There's a picture of Billie Eilish's face. And it's just staring at the camera. And then suddenly, just suddenly, in the middle of the video, this spider crawls out of her mouth and crawls all over her face, back into her mouth, then crawls out again, crawls all over her face. Yep, that's the video. That's literally it. It's just the spider climbing all over Billie Eilish's face and then going back into her mouth. Yep, that's the video. So I'm glad I could share that with you guys. Honestly, I get why there's weird music videos. They just want to express themselves. They just want to show a side of themselves that nobody's seen, you know? Everybody lives everyday lives. And it's boring, right? But they just want to show a fun side of themselves. So I get why there's weird music videos. So I'm glad I could share these things with you guys. I hope this entire podcast has proved to you that weird people are people too. You know, all of us are different. All of us have our different stories. All of us have our different beliefs. All of our different quirks that make us special. So remember that you are worthy and you are important in people's lives. Just remember that. If you're weird or normal, it doesn't matter. You're human. So thank you for listening to the GSMC Life and Happiness podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I would like to ask that you please remember to subscribe to the show and write a nice review. That really helps us. Also, if you could please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Life and Happiness Podcast, part of the GSMC Podcast Network. You can find the show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcasts on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or anywhere you find podcasts. Just type in GSMC to find all of our shows. From the GSMC Podcast Network, from sex and relationships to health and wellness, life and happiness, and even weird news. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's episode of the Golden State Media Concepts Life and Happiness Podcast.